I thought it was a good performance coming off a bye. Um, you know, it's one of those games that was kind of sandwiched in there before. Obviously, a huge rivalry game in McNeese, and I thought our guys handled their business and stayed focused on the game and really executed for 4 quarters. And that was big. When we got the big lead, you wanted to see the guys come in and not drop off and play sloppy. And I think we got a lot of guys in the ball game, and I think they all executed very well. So I think it was a good performance coming off that bye and a chance to knock some rust off. And and it's good to have that type of momentum coming in a game like this. Obviously, a huge game this week, huge implications for conference race, playoffs, rivalry, in-state game, you name it. Great reason for a great college football matchup. Should be a great game on Saturday, and we're looking forward to obviously the challenge. And McNeese is a great program, and they've done it for years. And again, I think I say it every year that we have a tremendous amount of respect for obviously what they've been able to do for years over there as an FCS program, be a premier program really in the country, and be able to do that for longevity is a huge accomplishment. I'm ready for questions.
Status of Brian and Roberson.
Should be fine. Brian, Xavier's got to see a specialist today, so he'll see a specialist today, and we'll kind of know what we got. Brian is sore, tender's foot. I don't know if he'll practice today or not. Probably not. If we got to go on the side of precaution, probably won't practice him today, but he should be good to go. Hopefully.
Could he not practice all week and still play?
Yes. Yep.
For this one?
No doubt. Looking with the best one out there gives us a chance to win. So yeah.
Coach, comment on the underclassmen coming in, the seconds and thirds coming in, and really stepping up.
Yeah, it was great to see. Obviously, for a lot of them, I mean, there's pluses and minuses with a game like that. You blow them out, it's 42 whatever points to half and things like that. The big plus is that we got some guys that really got some substantial playing time. We get guys that haven't, maybe they get a cleanup at, a couple. They've been in some games, and some rotated in and get 20 snaps, but then all of a sudden that increases and it's earlier, and then guys that maybe get they haven't really had 5-10 snaps, go in there and play 20-25 snaps in a ball game is huge. It's huge. One, just to get a chance to evaluate them and their progress as a player and get some really good quality film on there to go over with them and corrections and hopefully really help them be better as a football player. But the biggest thing was probably that I really liked to say when the guys came in, they executed high. There wasn't a drop off. There was never in that sideline. I felt there was a lack of focus or a lack of concentration. And in a game like that, that's always. I mean, that's a battle. And it usually is a battle at that point. When guys, it's tough to get them to concentrate and focus. That hey, we still got to go out there and play well. And it's about you. And we talked about that. It's about us. It's momentum. We didn't want to play sloppy in the second half. This is about momentum and how well we play going into the next week. And that's. To me, that's really what it's about every week right now. Now that you're in November and you're playing for there's always a lot of things at stake, and you can't afford to drop off because this is a huge game as far as momentum goes. That's a game of football.
You guys got a little help last week from Steve in terms of I don't want to say knocks off a little cluster, but it's still a huge matchup with what you guys want to accomplish here.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that really helps us or not, just because it doesn't matter. We still got to win, and we got to win the next two if we want to be a conference champion. So we got to win them all. We've already had our mistake, and we can't afford to obviously make another one. So I don't know if that changes anything really coming in this game. It probably changes some things for them. Obviously, their backs against the wall now, but I don't know if that changes anything because in a rivalry game like this, I expect we need to come in and play well anyway, no matter what. I don't care if their back's against the wall or if they're, playing for survival mode or whatever else. This is an in-state rivalry game in conference, and I think for any of those reasons that we expect them to obviously play with a lot of emotion coming here, clicking on all cylinders.
Kind of maybe frustrating to have a matchup like this, and it's typical for the end of the season, but you got two quarterbacks that are, questionable, at least for the game Saturday.
Yeah.
This is a game that cries out to have your best on your best if you can,
No doubt. And again, but I think sometimes, as a football team, you're trying to say is that Yeah, you want your best out there. You want the guys that did that, but if that happens and he can't play or he can't play well, there's 21 other guys on that football field that got to pick up the slack, and I think that's really the mark of a good football team. And if he can't play well on their side, well, that's their job. Is somebody's got to step to the plate and put the weight on their shoulders and make plays.
You touched on the guys coming in and getting a chance to show, and Deshae Landor. How do you evaluate what he did? He had moments, and then he had moments where it wasn't so good, which is kind of typical what you expect. But specifically with him, what did you see on the film that he did well, and maybe he's still got to work on some things?
Again, I thought the best thing with him is that he's comfortable. You know what I mean? I think he going out there and. I don't think a lot of phases him really. I think he handles the pressure of being a quarterback coming to the game. I don't see him getting jitters or doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, we put the ball on the ground once. We didn't really get opportunity to throw him to evaluate there. He made a couple passes over and it was good. Threw some good passes, especially on a scramble, keep his eyes downfield. I think he showed his athletic ability, something we obviously knew about it, but maybe it's our first glimpse of other people seeing him on the first play. Comes in, runs the option, goes for about 50. Takes it inside the 5, and then there's the one where he scrambles around, and finds Blaine Arnold down the field and delivers a nice pass on the run. But I think we were all capable. We all knew that he was capable, doing those type of things. So, I thought he played well. I really, you wish it was a situation where we could have thrown the football. I don't know, just to get more of evaluation on him. So. Yeah, I don't. Yep, I expect him to play. I don't know what it is, but we'll prepare for him. So he hasn't really played that much the last 2 weeks anyway. I mean, if it was talk about he's really the 8, Bo Wheeler. I don't know how to say his name. Boffin. He's got majority of the reps, obviously at quarterback and throwing, and been under the reins the last couple of weeks anyway. So Sam's really came in to run the option and be kind of add a little run dimension to it. They get through one pass last week, so he is not. I know he gets a lot of attention, but the other guy's probably the quarterback of that football team.
What would you prepare for with Boffin versus Sam's?
It's a tradition with him. It's more of a traditional McNeese football team. I think they obviously did a lot of things for Sam's coming in. That they changed a little bit offensively and tried to run the option game and do the things that they do. But that's not what McNeese has been known for years. They got a great offensive line. They're traditionally they're going to line up and hand the ball off and run the stretch and zone and power. And line up 2 tight ends and a fullback and try to smash you in the face and do good at that, and then throw the play action pass and try to hit you over the top. And that's traditionally what they do, and that's kind of what they do when he's a quarterback.
They came into the season, I think, with 4 returning stars on the offensive line, and it really looked like that was going to be their strength. Again, the injury thing, I think, has knocked a couple of those guys out. But how good is that offensive line? Is it the best one you've seen this year?
Yeah, I would say so. It probably is.
They've been able to maintain through.
Yeah, I mean, they traditionally going to have that offensive line. They're obviously well coached. The guy does a great job. They develop that mentality and they kind of breed them, I think, through the years, and they're ready to go. So the guys that are up there are playing well. They're very physical up front. They usually don't make a whole lot of mistakes on offensive line, blocking guys, getting hat on hat, and doing the things they got to do. And obviously, I don't know what they are statistically, but they should be 1 or 2 in the conference, probably in rushing. That's McNeese football when I think about them.
Is that the matchup?
It would be huge, yeah. Our ability to stop the run. I mean, I think we've been very good at the run at times. When we've struggled is when people run the football on us. When they had it and be able to do it with success. So that's a huge matchup, and we've got to be able to take away what they do the best. I mean, that's the same thing every week, but that will be the big matchup. Will be their offensive line on our front 7, and see what can happen.
Among the things that you got out last week, Jordan's statistics look pretty good. In the event that he's called upon, do you think there's some carryover to confidence he may have built out of that?
I hope so. I think he played really well. I think it was 13 to 17, 230, 2 touchdowns. I thought he played really well. You know, I would think I would expect it to be carryover.
And he's getting most of the reps right now, so
He's got most of the reps the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, really the week going into the last 3 weeks, the SFA, the off week, you know, and then last week Brian got reps when we were going through it, but still Jordan gets a pretty substantial amount. So
I know it was a bounce back kind of deal for him, and you indicated that that last opportunity that he had, that it wasn't really all on his fault, but it had to be good for his confidence. You know.
no, I mean he comes in to make some nice throws. I think I don't know. I think as any player that when you're making big plays, I think the corner route he threw over here, Devontae Scott, was a really nice throw. Find Chris Malott. They break down coverage, but he finds him. A lot of times you break down coverage, that guy don't find him. He finds him for a touchdown. Throws a play action pass over the top to Chris again. There's some nice third down throws in there to keep the sticks moving. So, like I said, didn't get to continue to throw it as much as he wanted, but I think he had a real solid performance. I think he played really well.
I know you guys have told him, hey, it's not your fault, but
Yeah.
on a personal standpoint.
No, that's
his
it. I
own
mean,
mental,
everybody. I think
you know.
any competitive person is going to say, well, what could I have done to make this thing better? I mean, that's I think that's human nature. So that's out there for him. So it was really good to see him play at a high level.
Where are they special on defense?
Secondary is probably when you say where they're the best. Secondary, those guys are active, physical, hit you. They pressure so much and they can run up front that they overwhelm a lot of people. You see them, they're bringing 6-man pressure on first down, and bam, next thing you know, you're on 2nd and 12. So that's what they're very good on against the run, and they bring a lot of pressure and put those DBs out there on an island, man to man, and so they played at a very high level all year. So, but I think if you're saying a talent standpoint, it's the secondary that jumps out at you on the screen. Up front, you can probably notice how they play so hard. They play really hard on the defense side of the football.
With no margin for error to achieve your goal of the champ, at least be in position, how sharp were you in practice yesterday? How you expect to be sharp this week, and then hopefully just that mentality that carries over the game that
Yeah, I don't know if it would be any different than usual. I mean, we expect to be sharp every week, and that's the biggest thing. We preach from day one is that you're going to practice like a champion, and you continue to get better every time you go out on the practice field, and the game will carry it over. And the good thing was what I thought coming off the bye week is I thought we really had a great practice last week. Just again, got better, got crisper. Yeah, we do everything right. No, we made mistakes, but I thought you're gonna make mistakes just like you're gonna make them on Saturday. But are you playing fast, and are you hopefully getting better, and you're eliminating mistakes? And I thought we did that, and so I'd expect this, obviously, with the emotional attachment to this football game, that we're going to see a lot of the same. Shouldn't be hard getting a great practice out of them this week.
These guys did something very unusual last year in sweeping to the conference championship as an unbeaten champion. Doesn't happen very often. This year it's been a slog. What's the difference? Why haven't you guys been able to put that together like you did last year?
Well, sometimes, I mean, as you say that, and then, and sometimes I think the expectations, I think a lot of people, and sometimes maybe even our players, and sometimes it's the coaches too, it's how we're going to walk in here and you're just going to blow them out 50-7 every game, But we've had those. I mean, we go Incarnate Word and we put 61 up on them. We put 76 on Houston Baptist, I think we really had a lot of those other teams, we probably had pretty similar outcomes, with Northwestern, same as it was 2 years ago. We'd go down there as a war to get off the field. I think, Lamar was a tough ball game. Well, I said Lamar and Incarnate Word, we put 60 on the board. I mean, that's pretty impressive, really, when you look back at the total feet of it. To say you're not going to have problems, I think is unrealistic. That's just a game of football. But I really think so more than anything is that it is different when they put you preseason number one, and you're coming into the season ranked whatever 3 or 4 in the country we were, and you're top of the list. And I mean, everybody circles a game, but when you're circled every week, you know, and guys are getting jacked up to play you, and they're excited, and this is their chance to make their mark for their program, and you got not only coaches but opposing players saying, hey, if we beat them, it's a statement game, and they're doing it. And so every week you're walking into a buzzsaw, you know, and you're getting people playing at a real high level against you, and you got to be able to handle that, and you got to be able to expect that. And I think it really probably took us to game 5 or 6 till we embraced it, because you got to embrace that. I mean, I think it's a total different mindset, and once you've been there, you know, when you're going to have longevity of doing this, that you got to embrace it. That we expect everybody's going to get their best, and we know that, and we know they can play with us, and we're going to be, hey, you know, even teams that maybe not as talented or whatever, they're going to play with you for a quarter, or quarter half, or half, and you got to understand. But it's a 4-quarter ball game. You can play with us for a little while, but you know, can you do it for 4 quarters? And you know. I think that's some of it. And the other part was, you know, again, we faltered against Stephen Austin. We just didn't play well. You know, and hats off to them. I think they did. They came in. They played really well. You know, I think they were probably the shocker of the year. I think right now they're probably the team that's most improved. Clint Conk's done a tremendous job over there.
You guys seemed to get to optimum last year, to potential, and you haven't done that yet, though. You haven't played that, you know, put that thing together really like you've been looking for.
Yeah, I think, you know, last year it was this game that where everything clicked and everything was just right against a real high caliber opponent. You know, we played 4 quarters of football in all 3 phases. You know, you know, I'm ready. Oh, you know, I'll be all right if that happens again this year. You know, we'll take it. But you know, and we know all the things that's going to happen. McNeese is going to be a rival game, all that stuff. We beat them the last 2 years. You know, those guys are going to be extra ready to play us. I know you know, in the summer, their players were talking about the Southeastern game. They got it circled. So we know that. And I think we're looking forward to it. It should be all the reasons for it should be a great college football game on Saturday.